Welcome to Catalytic Curiosity. I am your host, Jaymes with Farron with Catalytic Conversations. I serve remote professionals and hybrid organizations with coaching, consulting, and training to help them reconcile humanity and technology, leading to healthier, digitally integrated lives and teams. On this podcast, I am embarking on a journey of discovery to unearth the roots of digital mastery and maturity beyond mere adulting. I interview insightful and intriguing experts, exploring how we can develop sage-like maturity with intention in today's digitized world. Today's episode brings Kay Cote together with me to talk about physical wellness. She is a podcast producer for Checkable Medical, as well as the founder of Fargo Fit Friend Podcast and content creator. She's a certified group fitness instructor in the Fly method, and recently she launched Flowmotion, a fitness class inspired by dance and geared to help you build confidence and, most importantly, have fun. She can be found teaching at Fly Fitness and Jasper Hotel in Downtown Fargo. I met her at a lot of local events, a lot of people talking about her and all the things that she's doing. She's well connected and an amazing gal. And we had an amazing conversation today about how to get fitness integrated into our lives when we are so consumed with screens and constantly engaged in computers, and how we can gain back a sense of fitness and how to use community to be able to shift our identity to the kind of person who's able to stay fit and to stay active, and how important that is. So join us today to learn about how we can be fit online. Welcome to Catalytic Curiosity. Welcome to Catalytic Curiosity. Today, I have Kayla with me, and I keep running into her all over the place here in Fargo. I've been recommended to encounter her in so many different directions. We finally sat down, had a great talk about all the different stuff that we have in play that we're doing, and there's a lot of synergy. And I really wanted to get her on this podcast to talk about some of the stuff that she is doing and how it can help people online, in particular for my audience. So Kayla, introduce yourself a bit. What are all the different things that you're doing right now?
How much time do we have? Oh, thank you, Jaymes, for having me on the show. Yes,
pleasure.
I am Kate. I am Kayla, otherwise known as Kay Cote. And it's like the shortened version of my extremely long name, which is Kayla Cote van Rensburg. I'm married a Dutchman from South Africa. That's a whole nother conversation, but
I'll do it.
So a little bit about what I do in the community here. I've been in this wonderful community since about 2015. After my then boyfriend, now husband, and I moved back from South Africa to settle here in North Dakota, where I originally am from.
Very hot to very cold.
Very hot to very cold. Like the whole reason, honestly, when I first met him, I was like, he's a plane ticket out of a winter in North Dakota. And that actually was, honestly. And I flew out December 5th of 2015, and we got back March 2016, and then we got married that June. So yeah.
Hilarious.
So I guess, that just shows my character. I'm always moving and shaking. I love opportunity. I love to do bold things. And a few things I'm working on currently are I'm in the health and wellness world, and I love to connect people to health and wellness in our community because there is an abundance of it. And there's so many great places for a multitude of the holistic approach to health. You have fitness, you have functional medicine doctors, you have skincare providers, healthy foods, healthy produce, like produced here in the Midwest as well. Yeah. So I connect people to that through my platform, Fargo Fit Friend. So I'm the fit friend in your corner, connecting you to all the cool things going on. So that has actually opened a lot of doors for me. I'm also a fitness instructor. I teach at Fly Fitness. And I'm also launching my own fitness program, and it is called Flowmotion, and it is inspired by my background in dance fit and in group fitness. And as a dancer growing up, I just wanted to share what I learned with people, that you can have fun, you can move your body. It doesn't even feel like a workout. That's the best part, is you're having so much fun, and it helps you to express yourself, because motion, emotion, and flow state are the three components of Flowmotion. So super fun. So,
and you're doing it together with people, right? And there's so much of physical connection, synchronized activity that's like ancient ritual. Like how we connect as humans is based in doing things together, whether it's through games, eating together, dancing together. We create deep connections this way. And so bringing people together to get fit together in a community by having fun and dance together is just absolutely amazing. But the first time that I saw you, though, was at Startup Brew, and you were announcing, and you went up there and you did the shuffle dance on the stage. Like, I remember this person. I need to get to know this person. And it was later actually circled back around like, yes, she's the person who danced for Startup Brew.
I love that. Like, that is so cool because the whole, that backstory, you know, they asked me to announce because I'm really good friends with one of the speakers that was speaking that day. And so Ricky, DJ Ricky is his name. And him and I have been friends for a long time, and especially connect on music and dance and things like that. So he had asked me to introduce him. And I asked the team at Startup Brew if I could dance to some of Ricky's music, because that actually helped me eliminate a lot
Ricky's music that you're dancing to.
That was Ricky's
I hadn't
music.
Connected that. That's so cool. I actually hadn't connected that. That's funny.
Oh my goodness. He does these mixes that it's a color series. It's on Audible and then he's on SoundCloud. I shall send you the link. It's really good.
I'll put it in the show notes too for people because it's really cool.
So that is, so I put one of his color series on, and then I have been shuffle dancing for over a year now, and just like learning on my own for, you know, and I love EDM. So that's why I did that, because it actually helped me de-stress because I was nervous, and that gets rid of the epinephrine and excess buildup of all those chemicals when you are nervous or anxious. So movement has been my way of like combating anxiety for a long time now. So.
Which is a beautiful segue, because that's one of the things that, you know, I deal with a lot is specifically, you know, burnout, anxiety, this dealing with stress, taking stress and transforming it into growth. Right. Mm-hmm. And so much of the challenges that we face when we're engaging so much digitally with all the screens and standing in one place or using one device in one place all day long is that we forget to move. We forget to actually use our bodies as we're not just we're not just a soul sitting inside of a meat suit. Our bodies are a part of who we are. We need to use those bodies to be active, to be engaged, to be our full selves, to be healthy, right? So specifically, dancing and staying fit is a way to relieve a lot of that stress, a lot of that anxiety, in order to be able to connect. So tell me more about that, things that you've discovered about being more physically mobile in that sense.
Oh, Jaymes, this is a really great topic, and it's really hits home for me because most of my work, you know, is actually on the computer. I am always on it, and I forget to move too. You know, my training, right? My training is like I was a graphic designer for many, many years, and now I'm a podcaster, and I produce podcasts for a company as well. So I'm sitting a lot, I do a lot of admin, you know, I do a lot of networking online, and I do a lot of, you know, production online, and I forget, you know, cause you can easily get in a groove, but I notice my body tells me they talk to us.
They do.
It tells me, and you can train your body to have it talk to you too. When you're
listen to it.
You can listen to your body, and you can also set reminders for yourself to create healthy habits to, I was talking to Crystal at Fargo Ergonomics, and she had told me about the different like amounts we should be sitting, standing, or moving to have good ergonomics in the workplace and at home life. So, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, sitting majority of the time, and then a portion of that time we should be standing. So if we have desks that move, standing desks, take opportunity there. And then again, like 10% of our time should also be moving around. So get a cup of water, go to the bathroom, go, you know, if you have a meeting, if you can be a walking meeting, have a walking meeting, like take that time to find movement. At the office, we have a treadmill desk, and I use that. Like I will walk 5 miles on that thing sometimes, doing admin, because it's something that I can be moving. It's a little bit chaotic with typing, but
That would be a skill.
it's a skill I'm working on. I can't design doing it though, but I can do some like mundane tasks and things like that, or admin, which I consider mundane a lot of times.
This reminds me of an old programmer's adage. And I don't know, I think it needs to be broadened beyond the programmers community, because we've known this for ages. I learned it from my dad, who worked at Hewlett Packard as a sysadmin for 15 years. And he learned it from somebody before him. I don't remember how old this is, but it's the 20-20-20 rule, where every 20 minutes, you look away from your screen for 20 seconds at something 20 feet away, at least, right? Which reduces the eye strain. Because it's not so much people think that it's like the light coming off your screens that are causing the problems with the eye strain and the bags under your eyes and fatigue and the headaches like that. It's actually not so much the light. The blue light does make it harder to have sleep, which creates the fatigue as well, that direction. So having, red shifts, things like that on your computer to reduce the blue light can be also super helpful. And making sure you're not using your devices too close before bed, also super helpful. But it's just staring at something that's the same distance away from your face for extended periods of time. That creates eye strain and creates fatigue. And so every 20 minutes, looking up, looking away, looking at something, 20 feet away for 20 seconds, just kind of looking around and looking off in the distance. And then you can look back and it rests your eyes because it's changing that focal distance. So having these systems to periodically change up how we're using our bodies is so important. So I love that. That's super awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. I even notice that when I'm doing design work, or if I'm looking specifically at one place on my screen for doing intricate design, then yes, that definitely does. It feels different than like, say, I'm watching a movie on my screen, because then I'm like, my eyes are moving around a little bit more. And I've noticed that. And I was like, why are my eyes tired and strained when I'm doing this task on the screen, but not this one? So that makes a lot of sense.
Nice. Yeah, totally. Love that. So tell me a bit more about the kinds of fitness. Like if you have like a super crazy busy day, right? What are some ways that you can engage in fitness activity that doesn't require you're living in the gym or something like that?
Oh my goodness. There is so much you can do. So I actually learned a lot about this when I was living in South Africa, kind of circling back to that. I didn't have access to a gym there. And so I had to create workouts that I could do at home. So right when we got there, Pete and I went to a store and I got a mat. So like a yoga mat or a fitness mat, a jump rope. And I think I got a couple weights, like small weights. And that was a big pivotal time in my life, because that's a time when I was coming off of, I had gained some weight. And then when I was in South Africa working out there and in the warm weather, I ended up losing some of the excess weight that I put on. And so that was really a nice byproduct too, is like, I started to feel better. I started to feel like myself again, getting in shape again. And all I had was like a couple of dumbbells, a mat, and a jump rope. Like, you can do that anywhere. If you, especially now, getting outside and go, like go for walks. Like walking has so many benefits. It calms the nervous system. It gets you into the warmth, the sun, get some vitamin D.
Boosts your immune system, pumps, because it pumps your lymph system and everything as well.
There's a lot of things you can do. And it's not so much focusing on, I got to get to the gym today. It's like, how much can you move like residually, or how much can you just get more movement in your day?
And spaced out throughout the day. It's not like I have to get 2 hours in here. It's like it's doing a little bit throughout the day can be even more impactful, right?
Oh, 100%. Like I always have a yoga mat with me always. I teach yoga and I teach bar fitness. So those are both body weight. You just need a mat. They keep one in your car. You can get a yoga mat for $10, $15 at pretty much anywhere. You can order them online. You can get it. You can invest in a quality mat too. Like there are different ways to access very inexpensively and very accessibly ways to move your body.
Fantastic. I love that. What are some if you have like 1 or 2 minutes, what would be your priorities? Like, it's like, I have like 1 or 2 minutes before this meeting, before the next one, I want to go do something. I don't want to, break out a sweat or anything like that. What are some simple, you can't like demonstrate because we're on, Zoom, but what are some ideas to help people get in the mindset, that's something small that I can do? Because that's really important for implementing action, is very, very small steps.
Oh, totally. Like even to stand up from your desk and stretch your body, like you can look up different stretches to try. We are in a hunched over position.
Yeah.
And I was interviewing with a PT with Total Balance the other day. And Crystal also said this is like our necks and our heads are always tilted forward. But if we bring our necks back and kind of almost make like a double chin, that is realigning our spine. So you do that 10 times, or roll your shoulders back. Because how many times do we hunch our shoulders over?
You're doing a big shoulder roll. It's like and pulling it all the way back.
Yeah, like really just focus on where those tension points are. Standing up, rotating in your hips, a couple leg swings, balance on your desk if you need to. If you want to get a little bit more involved and some basic yoga, to do a downward facing dog or a flow through a vinyasa flow, which is a series that you can learn in a yoga class. And the beautiful things about attending classes in group fitness is the knowledge you receive, you can take with you wherever you go. So that's another component. By checking out different classes and finding what you like, you can learn what a vinyasa flow is. And you can incorporate that into your day and not feel bad about it either. Like never feel guilty about moving. Like if you're like, I feel awkward, I look weird. Who cares? It's your body. Like move around. It's good for you.
Absolutely. And that is another big point that I really like, because as I mentioned earlier, dance and being in community, in order to implement action, we need to be involved in something with other people. Like that's how we change our behavior best, is by committing to being involved in a community that supports and promotes that behavior, right? So if we change our identities, I'm the kind of person who does yoga, right? Because if you're feeling, uncomfy or kind of out of yourself, if you're like, well, I don't really want to do a downward dog, I'm not that kind of person, well, then you're not going to do it, right? You shift that identity. So like, I am the kind of person who does yoga. And the best way to shift that identity is join a group of people who are doing yoga together. That's how we shift our identity, is by joining communities like that. That's really powerful. So tell me about some of the communities like around here in Fargo, for example, that you can join. What are some different, entrance points, different examples, like how to pick which one? I heard somebody was doing Viking yoga.
Oh, it's fun. I've been to it. They give you beer. It's great.
It's awesome.
I love it. My friend, a couple of my friends do that. Yeah, it's super fun.
Cool. Super cool.
Well, Jaymes, you picked the perfect person, I gotta say, to share about this, because this is what I do with Fargo Fit Friend, is I connect people with these resources. The best thing is sample everything out. And another thing too, as an instructor, an instructor will always tell you, try a workout 3 times, because it takes the first time, you're like, your body and your mind, you're like, what is this? Like the first time I took Dance Fit, I was so out of rhythm. I couldn't do the moves. The second time I was like, oh, that song, they're playing that one again. That sounds familiar. Okay, I remember this move. Yeah. Fast forward a year, I'm teaching it. And that is how it all starts, is just like getting yourself out there. And I know it can be really intimidating, but that's one thing as Fit Friend that I also offer. I send a list of all the classes. There's so many great gyms. There are 3 gyms this month opening up. 3 different gyms, new ones.
Wow.
It's like the one I teach at Fly Fitness. We're opening a second location in Osgood. F45 is in West Fargo. I just tried them yesterday. It's fabulous. And then one of my best friends, Allison, is opening up Use Yoga, a yoga studio downtown here. It's a heated studio. And super awesome. Plenty of opportunities, a lot of classes that the community is getting involved with. But the best way to really connect with me on that is I put out a newsletter every Friday called the Friday 5, where I connect you with different things going on. And that can be found at fargofitfriend.com. And then you can
put that link in the show notes for sure. Yes,
that's the best way to do it. And just get out there and have fun and DM me. I'm on social media. Mm-hmm. And if you want someone to work out with, just DM me and I'll go. Because sometimes it is intimidating to go alone, but hit me up. I've been doing
somebody with
that
you.
now for a while. Yes, I'm a mile a minute right now, Jaymes. I know.
I love it. Having somebody with you is so important because, we don't transform behavior on our own. We're not designed to operate in isolation. And so not just, getting that motion integrated into our daily routines as we, working from computers all the time, but also getting away from our computers and creating a good strong local community where you're engaged with people that you care about, and you have a sense of loyalty to, doing stuff like this together, and then being able to pull that back. And then that gets integrated into the rest of it. It transforms all the rest of your life. Right. So powerful. So powerful.
It's the beginning of a mind shift. And that is the beautiful thing, is it's very empowering. And once you get past the initial first month of something is really challenging, creating healthy habits. You may have some tightness in your muscles, some fatigue, but once you get past that resiliency is built, and you're going to learn to love it. Like if I go a couple days, like this winter, was so hard on me. Like it was so cold, and like many of us, we just feel blah.
Yeah.
And there were a couple days where I did, like, it's like day 3. If I haven't put intentional movement into my life, I am not fun to be around. I will tell you that. It becomes invigorating. It becomes something you love. It's just like establishing a taste for it and finding something you love. That's the biggest thing. Maybe dance fit isn't your jam. Maybe yoga's not your jam. Maybe you like heavy lifting. Maybe you like just to be out in nature. Maybe joining a club or a team where you not an official like workout. You can be like join the rugby club or a baseball club or a volleyball group, something like that.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I was just thinking, because I just got back this morning from F3 Nation, which is fitness, fellowship, and faith. And it's always free. It's, all guys coming together, and we meet Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 5:15 to 6, super early in the morning. And it's always outside. So even in like, negative 27 degrees, I think it was our record this last year where everybody was out there, frost in our beers and everything like that, doing, calisthenics outside.
You guys are brave.
It's insane.
I'm an outdoor workout gal, but seasonally. Right.
But there's something like that raw, let's go do this kind of thing. It's like, this is part of it. It has to become a part of who you are, though. It's like people like us do insane, crazy things like this.
Camaraderie. You
powerful. It is so powerful.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Peer pressure is the negative implementation of that. This is the proper usage of that, where you're getting together with other guys, other gals, other people, other local community, where you're saying, we all think this is important. And so we're all going to do something about this together, and we're all going to meet up, and we're going to, share this burden of getting fit again together.
Oh, that's me in the spin room when I'm taking a spin class. You sit down on that bike and it is like, you get your headspace, your mind space changes, and you get the energy from those around you. And you're also giving your energy. You're energizing them.
Yes.
Too.
You're serving them by being there, which is so 100%. Huge.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not just about you. It's about giving back and being connected with everybody else.
Yes. 100%.
Well, thank you so much, Kay. This has been amazing. A great conversation here with a lot of resources. There's going to be a lot of links in the show notes.
Oh my goodness.
I would love to see everybody connect with you from this and start joining up and seeing each other around town and connecting with this, because this is a huge part. Sometimes we need to develop maturity in digital places offline in order to be able to be well online. And having that engagement, having this physical action, physical mobility just around there throughout our days, spread out to kind of get us away from the screens, taking those breaks and keeping ourselves moving is so, so important. So thank you again so much, Kay. This has been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much, James, for having me. It was fun.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had your curiosity sparked to explore these subjects with greater awareness or gained a valuable insight along the way. Take a look at the show notes for links to where you can find Kay and all the different things that we referenced in this talk. Leave reviews wherever you can and make sure to join the conversation on my Discord. Remember, community is the catalyst that drives lasting transformation. I'll see you in the next episode of Catalytic Curiosity.